Okay, we live in a society where man smashing has become a normal thing. That's right. And even vaginas help the man smashing along. Okay, that's right. Help to bash their own gender because, well, it's because they're not really men. They wish they was. But anyhow, I want to show you something. Okay, and watch this and listen to everything she says. Okay, watch that.
I would say being a woman and traveling to all these different countries really taught me sort of what it means to be a woman, because in each of these countries, each of these cultures, it takes on a different meaning. And really in poverty situations, women are treated the worst. One of my trips was to Chad, for example, and there in Africa, women make up over 80% of the farmers are women. And we visited this little, dusty little town, and it was the heat of the day, and the men of the village were sitting inside drinking tea. So as you have to do, you go and you visit with the men first, and they sort of give their approval, and then they were like, okay, I'll show you where our wives are. And they drove us out to this field, and all the women were there with babies, strapped to their backs, working the fields. There, if you're born a woman, your best hope is to get married when you're young and, slave in the fields, essentially. And it's just shocking. And in countries as well, where poverty is persistent, women eat last. So women are the caretakers of their families, their communities. They're going to feed their families first, and they'll wait to eat last. So in hunger situations, women are generally go hungry first before their kids and their husbands.
And for anybody out there, vaginas included, if you believe the hogwash she just fed you, you're probably one of the stupidest motherfuckers on this planet. That was one rehearsed, scripted, fake fucking lie. Every last word of that was nothing but a lie. And women eat last, huh? Women eat last, that's right. Because they're the caretakers. They're the caretakers. Hold on. Back up. Stop. They're the caretakers. What do all women look for, guys? A provider and protector. I don't care where you go. Women want a provider and protector. Now, she just took and told you that they are the caretakers. And told you a hogwash lie. Women out in the back with their children strapped to their back, using picks and working in the field, or what have you, shovels. Complete hogwash. But since you like to make up lies, gal, since you like to stand there and purposely smash men and make up a lie so you can feel big, yeah, okay, let me help you feel big.
This is Stan Kelly. Is that what you're looking for? Does that work? So my editor, in his infinite wisdom, says we want to make a video of your cartoon that we're going to put on the computer. And I said, I don't see the value in that. And he said, Kelly, some young people who have never seen your cartoon might discover your cartoon. If I can just reach one young person, if I can just set one more youngster straight with my message, if I can, I don't do this for me. I don't get any money. No, I don't get a red cent for spending my time doing this video. But it's not for me. I'm doing it for you. I'm doing it for that youngster. Okay, let's get on with this. The cartoon for this week is about marriage. A young happy couple got their cake, people drinking champagne. There's a little champagne glass there, and there's rice falling. Everybody's happy. It's a magical, innocent moment of youth. Future is bright for this young couple. But no, look what happens. Shazam! You get to the next panel. Look at that, it's dark, it's sad. Yeah, it's the secret to humor. You give people a little something they don't expect, see? You go back to this first panel, this guy, he doesn't know what's going to hit him. He doesn't know what's coming to him. Look out for that knife, buddy. You think you're cutting a cake. That knife is going to strike you right in the back. It's going to cut out your heart. It's going after your wallet is what it's going after, that knife. Okay, and that wife, she's holding that knife. See how she's holding that knife in that picture? Yeah, she's gonna take control of that knife, and she's gonna be stabbing you right in the back. It's gonna be a stick-up is what it's gonna be. And that poor guy, my heart goes out to this guy, and I believe yours does too. America's heart goes out to this guy, because that's the everyman, see? That's the everyman's experience in this country. Is what happens in America, see? This poor innocent guy, he's living his life. He's just trying to be happy. He's sitting back. He's having a nice drink after work. But what does he get? Does he get thanks? Does he get gratitude? No, he gets nothing but nagging. The nagging is going to get him. She's going to nag him about his alimony payments, about his child care payments. He's going to say, quit drinking. And he's innocent, see? He's the underdog. He's fighting against impossible odds. Innocent ex-husbands, that's what I wrote on him, because that's what he is, okay? And here's the real sad thing. You think you can get away from all that nagging by getting divorced, but you can't. It stays with you.
Now, there's a whole lot more truth than that. Than what she just told you. That's right. That's the real look at women. You know, not the propaganda she fed you. You want to see what real women are? That's a real look into women. Oh, it's a cartoon, right? Okay, watch out.
When the 21-year-old mother brought her baby boy to SSM Cardinal Glennon, prosecutors say she told doctors her son had twice stopped breathing and turned blue. And twice again, say prosecutors, it happened at the hospital, with the staff reviving the child and finding nothing wrong.
There was no medical reason for this. Both times he was in his mother's arms.
And alone with his mother. Doctors decided to test the 6-month-old while he slept, attaching monitors and recording him in his crib. The hospital video, entered as evidence, shows the mother, Samantha, taking care of her child for several minutes before standing just out of frame and over her son.
It's a very disturbing video. It's one of the most disturbing things I've seen as a prosecutor.
What happens next is too graphic to show, but it is clear on the recording that the mother smothers her son with her hand 3 separate times. Each time, the child kicks and flails his arms, struggling to breathe until he turns blue and goes limp. Alarms alert the staff, and they revive the child.
The staff at that hospital is entitled to some respect and some kudos.
Dr. Richard Wetzel has worked other similar cases. He says in crimes like this, there are rarely warning signs because the abuser is good at hiding the abuse.
They like the attention that parents get who have sick children. They're willing to do this to their child. They're willing to do this to the people in the hospital to get some attention for themselves.
Okay, now that we got a taste of women caring for their kids, yeah, I just thought I'd show you that, you know, because they are the caretakers, right? And then, of course, we've seen in the cartoon how they take care of their husbands. You may not believe the cartoon, so listen to this.
All right, well, a search for a missing mother of triplets is intensifying today. Authorities in Missouri looking for 39-year-old Jackie Sue Waller. She went missing, she disappeared on June the 1st after she signed divorce papers. Police say that they suspect foul play, and they are naming Waller's estranged husband as a person of interest in this case. Rick Folbaum is reporting on this for us today, and he joins me now from the newsroom. Hi, Rick.
Hi, Martha. You know, this is one of those stories you just have a bad feeling about. A woman, the mother of triplets, as you said, young kids disappearing right after a contentious divorce hearing, and the last person to see her alive, her estranged husband, who also happens to be a former police officer. Jackie Sue Waller reported missing June 1st. Her abandoned car found along a state highway, a scene that police now suspect may have been staged. The husband here is James Clay Waller, who, as you said, has been called a person of interest. The missing woman's sister, who is caring for those 3 young children, says that Jackie Sue Waller was always in fear of her husband and that he had threatened to kill her if she ever tried to divorce him.
Yeah, she was always in fear, you know. That's right. She was always in fear because why was she in fear? Well, because she pulls the strings and pushes his buttons and pulls the strings and pushes his buttons. Oh, that's right. That's the part of the story the media always leaves out. Is that he's not the villain they're painting him out to be. Oh, but she disappeared. Right? Yeah. So, you know, here's a father that actually, well, he had to have cared about his child and his ex, right? Had to have. Because if he didn't care about his child and ex, why would he go out of his way to kidnap his own child and the child's mother? That's right. Police in Glendale have found the child's mother. Who are the subject? That's right, child and a mother. Who are the subject of an afternoon missing child alert Saturday? Police told 9 News that the father, Darren Hardman, kidnapped his 14-month-old son and child's mother outside their Glendale home Saturday afternoon. Glendale Police Chief Victor Ross says that Hardman and the child's mother, Sonia Lopez, had an argument, and they had drama, they had love. On Friday night, police were called out to the residence, and Hardman was arrested. Of course he was. It wouldn't be her to be arrested. Even if she was beating the fuck out of him, he'd go to jail for her beating him. He was able to bond out the next morning, and that afternoon, escorted to the home by police to get some of his belongings, he turned and forced Lopez and his son into his vehicle. There you go. Paybacks are a bitch, isn't they? Mm-hmm. Glendale police immediately issuing missing child alert as they searched for them. Hardman later returned to Glendale and returned himself into police. The child and mother were unharmed. Hardman is in police custody and has yet not been charged. There you go. What's a child? That's right. Charge him with kidnapping his very own child. That's right. But you know, a woman can't kidnap a child, isn't that right, guys? That's how it goes. If the father had the child and the woman took the child, that wouldn't be kidnapping. It's only kidnapping when the man does it.
It's not what guests at this motel expected. The Best Budget Inn in Sealy is now a crime scene after a woman's body was found. KHOU 11 News reporter Andrew Horansky is live on the scene. And Andrew, what are investigators saying?
Well, Vicente, investigators aren't saying much. Much of what we're learning about this story is actually coming from staff here at the hotel itself. And it's a situation here that is as mysterious as it is sad. The manager we spoke to here this afternoon describes the victim as a 23-year-old local waitress who had been staying here for the past few weeks. And of course, if you take a look here at the hotel, there's still tape over the door where she had been staying, room 16. This happened about 24 hours ago when the clerk here says he came to the room to check for rent. He saw a man behind this curtain here at the hotel, behind room 16, peek out. He left for a few minutes, came back a few minutes later to collect the rent, and that's when he noticed the door was cracked. When he went inside, he saw the woman on the floor, badly beaten.
And I guess he was waiting in her bathroom, and he waited till she got home. He knew when she was going to get off. He knew where she worked. He knew what time she was going to get home. He knew it was her that came to the door. He waited till she locked the door, and I guess that's when he did his work.
Back live now at room 16. You can see the situation still has some tape here. Police still not sure exactly if we have somebody in custody here. But again, this is where it happened, behind that door, behind this window. And those are the clues that Texas Rangers, now investigating, are working with here tonight. And we are going to continue to work on this story, too, and bring you more tonight on our News at 10. For now, reporting live in Sealy, I'm Andrew Horansky, KHOU 11 News.
Well, if you're wondering why I showed you the last 2 clips, because the clip before that, well, as I read to you there, see, he must have loved her so much, didn't he? Somewhat, because he made sure to kidnap her and his very own child. Of course, he's going to be in trouble for that now, because, you know, you're not allowed to do that. Okay? Oh, that's because he hated her, that's right. And he returned her safely because he hated her so much, because men are villains, as you can tell. And the last video that I showed you, well, it has nothing to do with nothing yet, does. That's what happens at the end of all the drama that the female at the beginning tells you about. See, this is what happens in a society where you focus all your attention on male smashing. The women have gone to bed with the government and married the government for their own selfish benefits, because the women, well, they don't love men, they love themselves. And if you actually read that female when she said that they'll leave the husbands and the children to eat for themselves, you believe that? You have to be a real sucker, don't you?